Now, I caught up with Bilbao y León, who is Director General of the World Nuclear Association, and started by asking her what the nuclear pipeline was looking like.
Well, the way I like to represent this is nuclear has never left. So this is very important. Nuclear energy is today the second largest source of carbon-free energy at a global level, the first one in the OECD countries. So it's always been here. But what is new, perhaps, is the interest of governments, finance community, intensive energy users, the public, in nuclear. Both the existing nuclear fleet, we really are seeing how many countries are pursuing nuclear units. There is lots and lots of interest in new nuclear. Large reactors, small modular reactors, micro reactors for the production of 24/7 clean, affordable electricity, but also for the decarbonization of many other sectors.
Small modular reactors, okay, there's renewed interest in that. You are making it smaller, you're making it safer, but how do you change public perception towards nuclear power?
Okay, so small modular reactors, the technology per se is not radically different from the reactors that we have operating today or the large reactors that will be built. What is quite different is the delivery model. So small modular reactors are meant to be built much faster with minimum civil infrastructure. They are going to be manufactured in factories, so we are actually going to have these economies of series as opposed to the economies of scale that we have in large nuclear reactors. So as far as public perception, I will tell you that it's very interesting how the average person, they like nuclear, but they think that everybody else doesn't like nuclear. This is what we've seen in most of our surveys. In Asia, we are seeing that the majority of the people are supporting of new nuclear. In most countries, they are supportive of keeping for as long as possible the existing fleet. So I really think that the perception has changed quite a bit. It is much more pragmatic. People understand the value of having 24/7 clean, affordable electricity.
Given the surge in nuclear power stocks as well as the renewed interest in nuclear, how do you think the industry can capitalize on this momentum?
Yes, well, this is the very important thing, right? So as you very well know, in North America and perhaps Western Europe, we haven't really invested a lot in our industrial infrastructure in a couple of decades. That's not the case in China. That's not the case in India, where there is a thriving nuclear industry. It's been such for quite a while, or in Korea or in other parts of the world, the Russian industry. So what we are doing right now, certainly World Nuclear Association, together with all our members throughout the entire value chain in nuclear, we are actually trying to enhance how we invest in our infrastructure. This means industrial infrastructure, supply chain, manufacturing, but also workforce infrastructure. So we are trying to attract, retain, and prepare and educate and develop the brightest people to come to the nuclear industry.
But geographically speaking, who are some of your biggest builders?
In China, you know that China has plans by themselves to triple their own nuclear capacity in the next 15 years. You just heard the Indian minister, it was a week ago, when she announced, the Minister of Finance, she announced the goal of India to have 100 gigawatts of nuclear by 2047, which of course is going to mean a lot of growth. But in entire Southeast Asia, we are seeing lots of interest. Philippines, Singapore. Just the last couple of days, we have seen messages from both Vietnam, Indonesia, where they are actually putting in place committees and groups in their governments to assess what is the role that nuclear may have.
The path forward comes with challenges, including cost and construction timelines. But for many politicians and economic planners, nuclear has to be an essential part of the energy transition because of its ability to provide large, predictable amounts of power without carbon emissions. A stable source as more renewables come online and more nations work to wean themselves off fossil fuels.